Well, thank you very much. And welcome, everybody, to North Atlantic Drift and the Toronto Brass Quintet, The Pipes. Thank you, thank you. So that first track there that we did, it's on the record, it's the opening track, and it's called The Gold Ring. And there's a few trad players out there, and I know that's a tried and true Uilleann pipe tune. And again, the record's called The Pipes. The reason it's called The Pipes is because we got the wooden pipes and we got the metal pipes. And so it's a whole lot of plumbing with some strings in the middle. Anyway, so that one there is just like a classic Uilleann pipe tune by a famous Irish piper called Seamus Ennis, and it's his version. And it was Mr. Rob Weymouth's arrangement there on the trumpet.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're going to just carry on. The next track is not on the record. It comes from North Atlantic Drift, and I don't know how to pronounce it. So we're going to have to get one of the TBQ guys to actually pronounce the name of this next track. I think it might be a Scandi one. Is that right?
I think so.
Yeah, that's cool.
We're going to go with Norda Fjolis. Is that right, Andrew?
It's lovely,
Yeah.
lovely.
So this is a Norwegian folk tune. If any of you are familiar with that interesting sort of Norwegian fiddle with the drone strings underneath the main part of the instrument, this is often played on that. With our setup, you're going to notice we're playing different instruments than one of those fiddles, but you'll hear the same style, exact same style. So here's Norda Fjolis, a traditional Norwegian folk tune.
You gotta love Viking music. You know, it's music to pillage by. It's excellent. Lovely. And that's what we like to do in our band too. We just do pretty well. Any pillaging music is up for grabs. We're all about it. Anyway, so this is a project that has been a long time coming, a long time in the making, and it started as a whim. So me and Jennifer there, the tuba player. Now you might not be able to see. Yeah, let's hear it for Jennifer. Jennifer Stephen. And you can't always see her because the tuba is kind of obstructing the view. So, but that's Jennifer, and she's playing the tuba. And hooray! And we've been married for, well, she's been putting up with me for a long time. It's been like 20-some years now that she's still there miraculously every day.
It's going good though.
Well, I think all reports okay. Yeah. Very few pity flowers are bought by me, just a bit. Well, we'll check in on that. Anyway, so I've been subjecting her to Scottish and Irish music like you wouldn't believe for a long time, and she's been subjecting me to classical music and musicians for a long time. And so we finally kind of decided, I think that's going to work with her group and with our group. And so during the pandemic, we went into the studio and we tried to make the record. Remember that, guys?
Don't stop.
Yeah, it didn't work at all. It was a complete flop. We were in there for a week, absolutely nothing usable. The boys here kept looking at me saying, what am I supposed to do now? And so we really had to kind of go back in and let it evolve in the studio, which is exactly what happened. And that's where we had all the crack, and that's where we had all the good times and creative stuff.
You might want to explain that for the
We had
crowd.
so much crack. There was mountains of it. So crack is the Irish word for fun. Also used to describe a very hard narcotic street-level drug. But yes, there was loads of crack. Anyway, so this next track really is a great example of this idea here in Toronto, because Toronto breeds this kind of idea. And it's called Song for All Seasons, and it's on the record, and it's by the Toronto Brass Quintet, arranged by Jen Stephen. And it's all tunes by Oliver Schroer. And yes, let's hear it for Oliver, my God. And I can't think of an Ontario guy that better typifies doing the unusual than Oliver. And so Jennifer had the great idea to put his music to brass quintet. So this is A Song for All Seasons. you very much. But gotta love Oliver Shore. So now, okay, so this next track that we're going to do here, this next number, is not on the Pipes record, but it is on the next one we're making, which is going to be a flute and fiddle record. And some of you guys might have heard of the great Fred Finn and Peter Horn. Anybody hear of Fred Finn and Peter Horn? Yeah, a few people. Great flute and fiddle players from the west coast of Ireland. They made a record back in the 70s.
But we didn't learn any of these tunes from them.
Oh, well, no. But I'm talking about why we're making the flute and fiddle record.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's sensible, because otherwise how would they know? You know what I mean? They have no idea. Half of them don't even know who Fred Finn and Peter Horn are. I know, you do.
That's all that matters.
Yes. Anyway, now that that's over with. So we love the record, and when we got together, we started doing tracks off the record and trying to get it perfect, going through them. We've been together 13 years. We finally finished the record.
Yeah.
Finally. Now we got to find a different record. Anyway, and it's been part of our thing. So we're doing this new record that is just flute and fiddle. So Ross here got really good at the flute in the last 4 or 5 years, and he got a really nice one recently.
He bought about 5 of them.
He bought 5 of them that he won't
Until he got a
bring.
good one.
Yeah. And Brian here and me are going to do fiddle duets. So it's 2 fiddles and the flute. And then in the middle of it, we're going to do this track called The Guns of the Magnificent Seven. Okay? So it starts off with an American tune.
Yeah, yeah.
And Brian's going to play that on the Haydn mandolin there.
Yeah, my very expensive Haydn mandolin.
Yes.
It took me, 45 years to get a mandolin because mandolin is my first melody instrument, but anyway, I have one. So who better to listen to than David Bromberg? I used to, as a kid, always listen to his albums, and this is one of his tunes. It's an old-timey tune called The Kitchen Maid. And just to screw it up, I'll play it in 2 different keys. And then we're going to go. Actually, when I started off playing mandolin, the only book I could find in Ireland, this was back in the 70s, was Jack Tootle's Bluegrass Mandolin. So I soaked that thing up. And one of the tunes I learned from that is the second tune we'll play, called Old Joe Clark. And then we go in to Fintan, I forget his name, but he's from Mama's Boys, a great rock and roll band from Ireland in the 70s and 80s. And it's called The Guns of the Magnificent Seven.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
It's the only bit of pipes that are going to be on that record. Thank you very much, the Guns of the Magnificent Seven. What a name, eh, for a tune. Woo. All right, well, that was a little palate cleanser for all the Scotchy and Irish people there in the room, but we're back to the brass now. So now we're going to do a tune that is one that basically all of our favorites on the record, which is it's called Gan and Am.
Oh my God. Jesus, just Dan, so much for your Scots Gaelic.
Can I try?
Do.
Okay.
Yeah, come on, Michael.
Gone on 'em.
And yourself.
Yeah, great job. Yeah. Anyway, it's Gan and Am.
He's from Canada. He's from Cape Breton.
Yep. So Gan and Am. Never mind. And it's an interesting tune. It was we all got it from a guy called Jason Pfeiffer, who was a flute player from the like Guelph area. And great guy. We all loved him. He had beautiful tunes, always nice choices. And he played this air. And poor Jason died of leukemia a long time ago. And no one knows the name of the air. Nobody. We have talked to everybody. And so Gan and Am is Irish, and it means without name. Okay? Yeah, without name. So I'm right about that. Anyway, so that's what we called it, Gan and Am. And Mr. Rob here is going to play it on, what is that thing, Rob?
It's a cornet.
That's a cornet. Looks just like a trumpet, don't it? You got to look close.
So they can charge more, you know.
That's right, yeah, it gets the doubling fee. Anyway, so Mr. Rob is going to play this flute tune on the cornet. And Mr. Brian and the rest of them are going to accompany him. So here we go, Gan and Am. Let's hear it from Mr. Rob Weymouth. Irish flute music on the cornet. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to do one more set of tunes off of the record, and we're going to take a little short break, just enough time to, grab a drink and a smoke or whatever you got to do with yourself. And then we'll be back for the second half, and we do have our CDs available. I'll bring them out in the front there during the break and afterwards. So the next one we're doing is called The Flying Column. So this is an example of one of the tracks off of that Fred Finn and Peter Horn record. It's The Flying Column and Farewell to Aaron. And this is going to be 2 fiddles and the flute. And here we go. So we'll see you guys after the break. And let's hear it again for the Toronto Brass Quintet. And here we go. much, everybody. We'll be back in about 15 or 20.